Hi and welcome to Dave Barlow Guitar, and in this video I'm going to be talking about this. It's not a steering wheel. It's a close miking gizmo. It's quite amazing really, but let me tell you the story behind this first. About a year ago I had this really great idea because I was playing around with a few different ideas about how to mic a speaker up and you know, speaker diffusion, all that. Come to that in a second if that's kind of thrown you for a sec. So anyway, so I did some research online, and then unfortunately for me, somebody else had already come up with the idea, which is this. Now this is a close miking gizmo, as I just said, by Integral. Another company they're known by is Sound Systems. But basically what this does is that you actually connect this to your... Look, I got a speaker behind me. It's the only way I can explain it, right? Basically, if you can imagine, I take the speaker out, I put that in, I put the speaker back. You don't see this; it's behind the speaker grill or the cloth, whatever you got, and it sits there. And then it takes the it close mics your speaker, as you can see. Look, this pepper pot kind of style microphone picks up. It's off center, which is where most guitarists like to be mic'd up, I suppose. But basically, can you imagine that? It's in there. It's in your cab, and all you got to do is in the back plug in an XLR cable in the back, and that's it. You're done. You're mic'd up. Wow, that's the kind of thing we want. So I was just thinking, and this is the idea I came up with ages ago, but obviously it's already been thought of. Now the other side of the story to this is that I was also looking at what we call sonic diffusers. And I thought, why just fit a sonic diffuser? Why don't you fit a sonic diffuser with a microphone in it? But hey, these guys have done it. Now, I had a look on their website, and I'm not sure if this is right or not, but this unit will act like a sonic diffuser anyway. If you don't know what a sonic diffuser is, I think there's probably different variants of what a sonic diffuser is, but I'll give you my variant on it. If you put this in front of your speaker, the cone, the middle of the cone, is where all the harsh sound comes out. And if you got your speakers, you know, directly in front of someone's face like this, or angled at someone's face, they're just going to hear real harsh guitar sounds. And what this will do, this diffuser, if you like, what it will do is it will push the sound out this way and that way and this way, and sort of spread the sound out across the stage a bit more. The other thing you'll find is that you'll hear the sound. Your speaker will sound the same in more places on the stage rather than just one space. I mean, if you've ever had this, if you ever had a forward 12 cabinet, which is a very directional cabinet, it just goes, ooh, all the good sound goes that way. And if you're standing this way, you don't get to hear it very well. You're standing that way, you don't get to hear much, and so on and so forth. Anyway, I'm going on, so I don't want to do that. So basically, what I thought I'd do is just put it in the cab, put it in here, fill it all up, and just do a recording with it and just see what you guys think. I mean, obviously I don't have to explain to you the concept really, and I don't really have to explain to you what a great idea this is. I mean, anybody with an ounce of brains will think, wow, that's a great idea. No more miking up. I'm not sure how the sound tech guys, what they would make of this. I haven't spoken to any just yet, but I'm gonna to see what their take is on it. But I can only assume that perhaps it's an unknown for them, so you know, they might be a little bit cautious. But at the end of the day, they don't have to fiddle around with mics, and this will just make your guitar rig sound like your guitar rig in the PA, I assume. So anyway, enough babbling on. Let's just fit it. I'll show you how to fit it because it's really simple. But I'll show you how to fit it, and then we'll do some like sound samples, and let's discuss that and see what we think afterwards. Okay, right. So first things first. Pick the cab of your choice. I'm going to use this cab because if ever I do gigs where I need to be mic'd up, this is a cab I'll use. I don't use a small gigs because it's too heavy. But basically, this is the cab I would use. So this is the cab I've chosen. We're going to stick the Integral close miking system into this. Off we go. We're just going to decide which side we're going to put it. Where's it gone? I'm just going to decide which side we're going to put it. So I think we'll put it this side. We'll probably place a socket there, we'll come to that in a second. Usually, if I'm going to take a speaker out, I'd lay this down on its front, but then you can't see what I'm doing, now can you? So I'm just going to do it like this. So don't you do it like this. Lay the speaker down on its front when you're undoing the speaker, and that way you won't damage anything. So this goes on there like that, and then we're going to put it back that way, like that. Well, obviously I'm going to have to tip my cab over so I can do it properly, but I just want you to be able to see. So you're just putting that on there like that, really simple, and just connect it back with the screws. That's it. No other special tools required. That's all you're going to do. Put that on there, put that back out as the speaker was. I'm going to do that now, quickly. I got this back in. I just put just a couple of screws in. I don't know if you can see, it's all in. Everything's fitted correctly. Make sure that the wire doesn't get trapped at all. There's no more really to it. It's pretty simple installation. It's really simple to install. Put the same screws back in. Okay, so when screwing down your speaker, try and go diagonally like this, and try and get the same amount of force, or the same amount of pressure, if you like, on each screw, so you get a nice even. I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the word is. But you don't want to over tighten. Nice and snug. There we go. It's pretty much the same as that one, I think. Yep. It's a nice snug fit. So the next job is to decide where we're going to fit the socket, the XLR socket. You can actually take this socket out of this box. Hang on a sec. You could drill a hole in this recess if you have one. If you're cab or combo, if you have a recess, you could do that. If it's a closed back, that'll be a good idea, because obviously you don't want it on the outside. Or if you've got a combo, you can just you could screw it on the inside of your cab, on the inside of your combo, or you could use, or you could glue it in. I don't know. I mean, there's loads of different ways you can put it in. You could Velcro it, I suppose, if you wanted to, also to the side of your combo. That would work. Obviously, you might not want to drill a hole in your combo or your cab. That's where I always say, maybe use this plate if you've got room to put it in, or put another plate in. I mean, it depends. It's all up to you, really. At the end of the day, for me, it's pretty cool for me, because in this cabinet, this high watt cabinet, they have like a port at the bottom here, so I can get that to fit in there. Let's do that. Bit of fiddling around, but I can actually get that to fit in there, and I'll probably screw that in. Can you see that? It's just there. I'll probably screw that in there. That'll be perfect. I might recess it just a little bit, so when it's in transit, it doesn't get bashed or dinged or whatever. There we go. So I'll crack on with that, do that, and then I'll show you the finished result. Okay, so it's in. It's all screwed in. It's nice and flush, solid. It's not going to move. It's not going to get knocked. It's not going to get broken. It's pretty good. So there's lots of different ways you can fit the XLR box or socket. You can take it out of that little box and put it in one of these, which they supply you. All you have to do is drill the appropriate hole, fit it to the back of your cab, and use that as your socket. So there's a couple of different ways of doing it. I think there's only two ways of doing it, and it's this way or the way I just showed you. So anyway, let's get back together again. Speaker cable, XLR. Cab is mic'd. Okay, so it's getting late. I just finished recording, recording some sounds with the integral microphone. It's pretty good. It's pretty easy to work with. Once it's installed, you don't fiddle around with mics. It's already there. You just plug in and away you go. It's pretty easy. You know, my personal opinion is that I think it's better when you really crank up your amp. When you really crank it, it really comes into its own. It has got a different sound to most of the mics I've used, but I think live, when it's cranked, it really sounds good, and you don't get like any microphone distortion with it when you really crank it up. Trust me, I tried it. It was really loud. It was so loud I couldn't record it properly because I couldn't hear anything, and the whole place was just rumbling. But yeah, so I had to turn it down a little bit. But yeah, yeah, it's a great bit of kit. Again, I think it's good for live use. To get some sounds out of it when it's really quiet, you really have to fiddle with the EQ a bit. But basically, yeah. It's what it's meant for is for live use. So go in there, you go to a gig, you put your amp down, you go, yeah, just plug in at the back, and away you go. Away you go. That's what it's for, and that's what it does. Also, don't forget, it's got it is in its own right a sonic diffuser. So so basically, when you got that cab or your cab, when you got it set in your cab, you're actually going to get a little bit better spread around the stage as well. So you can kind of walk around with your guitar a little bit and hear you. And it's going to sound the same everywhere you go. But anyway, that's my take on it. That's what I think. Listen to the recording. There's a little solo at the end. Like I say before, you know, I don't do really high production recordings. This is pretty raw. This is just boom, straight into the deck, bang. That's it. It's done. Give it a try. See what you think. Put the comments in the bottom. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you later, guys and girls.